Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, all of my beautiful friends from all across the vast reaches of the internet. I hope each and every single one of you is doing absolutely fantastic on this fine Tuesday morning, or whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast episode, whether that be morning, evening, or into the night. Welcome back to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/AskReddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. I'm so excited to be back here with y'all again today. So, what am I missing? Podcast review and react comments. Oh yeah, if you're listening to this podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. It helps with the show super much. That's not proper grammar or sentence structure, but you know what? That's what we do this podcast. We freeball it on this podcast. Okay, this is a freestyle podcast. All right, we don't play by no rules around here, okay? You can get the feel. I bet you can already kind of feel this world. We play things on the dangerous side, okay? Yeah, grammar, that ain't for me, bro. That ain't for me, dog, okay? We crazy over here. We getting crazy. Holy crap. Okay, so yeah, we also do bringing it back down to earth. We also do a Would You Rather every single week, so we read off the results of the Would You Rather for last week at the beginning of the show, and then just before we head into the break, we'll read off the new Would You Rather for this week. So, and then we also, I also read and react to the comments from the previous week's episode. So, if you want to leave a comment, please go in Spotify and click the newest episode, or any episode for that matter. And you click the episode, scroll down. There's a comment section. If you leave a comment, please do. I'll read out the comments on the next week's following episode. I think that's it. Why don't we hop right into it? So the last week's Would You Rather, we didn't have a ton of votes on this previous week's Would You Rather. So we had a 50-50 split, but it wasn't like there was a ton of votes. I actually thought that this was a pretty good Would You Rather. But you know what? See, you guys beg for the Would You Rather loopholes and stuff, but I don't see you participating. So, this is about, if you guys want democracy here, then you gotta cast your vote. So this last week's Would You Rather was, would you rather be chased around a mall by 10 grizzly bears or 10 gorillas for 24 hours? And we had a 50-50 split. I mean, either one sounds hella scary. But you know what? Part of me is leaning towards gorillas only because I feel like the grizzly bear probably has a way better sense of smell. But the thing is, I mean, you're kind of screwed if you try to climb something, but I feel like gorillas don't really climb a whole lot of stuff, do they? Like, do gorillas climb stuff? Like they do climb trees. They're primarily ground-dwelling animals, so I feel like if you could avoid the smell of the gorilla smelling you, and if you could climb something and hang out there for 24 hours, you'd be pretty okay. Whereas grizzlies, those things can smell and they can climb, so I feel like you're kind of screwed with the grizzly. Okay, I mean, either one is gonna rip you limb from limb if you're found, so that's that. Why does 10 grizzly bears to me sound like more than 10 gorillas? Like, for some reason in my head, like 10 grizzly bears just sounds like way more grizzly bears. It's like a pound of feathers or a pound of steel type of thing. Why does the pound of feathers, why does that sound lighter? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so last week's episode was, what crazy thing did you have to explain to an adult? And here are the comments from last week's episode. So, I'm going to start off with the Reddit, with our subreddit. Yeah, please go ahead and join our subreddit if you wish. It's r/Reddit Asks Us on Reddit. So there's a new mega thread posted every single week. So this one comes from the Green Changeling, aka Siflin, or Siflin, aka the Green Changeling. Believe it or not, I once had to tell this guy that just because someone can imagine a scenario, that doesn't mean it's going to happen to them. I guess you can't expect wannabe podcast dictators to think of everything. I feel like this is a shot at me, but I'm also not entirely sure. Because you can imagine a scenario doesn't mean it's going to happen to them. Like, yeah, I feel like this has to do with the Would You Rathers, but I can also just see this happening in real life too. Like, a lot of times you just get into these like hypothetical debates with people, and then it's like, when do you ever imagine yourself ziplining on Mars? Like, this is not, we didn't, like, if you had to, okay, I mean, like, there's gonna be some, jeez, bruh. What is going on? If you had to, Geez, sorry for the interruption, guys. They're like blasting rock outside of my house, so I was like, "What the heck is going on?" It sounded like somebody I just heard a 25 pile car crash, but no, all is fine. But yeah, like, when do you imagine yourself, doing some stupid ass shit and get into these hypothetical situations? And it's like, but hear me out. It's like, bruh. Top 100 million things that are never going to happen to you in your entire life. For the Would You Rather, I'm choosing the Bears. Interesting. Nobody specified their age. Also, if you're new to the podcast, I do this thing with the Would You Rathers where I do not allow loopholes, because loopholes defeat the purpose of the Would You Rather. You're supposed to choose between a rock and a hard place. That's what you're supposed to do. But if you have loopholes, then it completely defeats the purpose. So I have a very strict thing. So people have called me the Dictator, because my last name is Dick, but it's D-Y-C-K. And they've called me the Dictator. I feel like this is just going to give people who maybe are new to listening to the show a little bit of context. Because I'm a tyrant. I'm the podcast tyrant. Nobody specified their age, but you said we could survive. So, of course, they're cubs and locked inside either the pet shop or the kids' play area. There's also bound to be a place in the mall where a bear can't get you. But a gorilla could probably follow you anywhere. Maybe hiding in an elevator could work. See, that's actually pretty good, option there is hiding in an elevator. But that was the thing, is that's a counter argument, because I was just saying I thought it would be easier to maybe hide from gorillas, because I didn't think they could probably smell you that easily. But also, bears are fast, dude. Bears are hella fast. They're way faster than a gorilla. Luke, you could consider getting a pet rock. I hear they don't trigger allergies, and they're very easy to maintain. Yeah, that sounds like a great way to spend my money, is getting a pet. So in case anyone who also doesn't know, I'm allergic to like every single animal that's ever existed, so I can never really have pets. I don't remember how that came up on the last week's podcast, but I feel like a rock is a little too inanimate for me. I don't know, but I feel like if you have a pet rock, that is just like very sad. Like, it's probably gonna make me feel more sad. Like, because a pet is like really helpful in those moments where you're a little sad and you want to get on the couch and cuddle with your cat or your dog, and you're just trying to feel a little bit better and have a little bit of that serotonin increase. But I feel like a pet rock would almost just make me feel more depressed. A pet rock would be like, yeah, this is all you got. just this completely inorganic, just hard exterior. That's all you have in this world. You thought you could have some solace and some comfort, but no. If you imagine sleeping with a rock, I'd probably roll over it and cave my chest in or something. Okay, we're gonna read off the comments. So, first one comes from Stressed Human. Gorillas are the friendlier of the two, which I would also probably believe. Grizzlies you're fucked. We have huge grizzly bears up here in Canada, especially where I live here in Alberta, and in northern Saskatchewan. There's a lot of grizzly bears, and what is the saying? It's like, if it's brown, lie down. If it's black, react. But like, you're supposed to yell and stuff. But if it's a grizzly bear or a polar bear, like, you might as well just pray. That's kind of your option there. So, and as Stressed Human was saying last week, how they have sugar gliders. Sugar gliders are hypoallergenic. Oh, that's pretty good. And they usually just chill with me in a pocket to sleep. That's so cute. But if not, they have a cage. As a trainer for new hires and the things I've had to explain to adults much older than me, I got stories for years, but one sticks out. Was the time we were servers. A 42-year-old spilled a pitcher on the table. I had to explain to her that you have to clean that up. And not just apologize and run away embarrassed. Brother, and my sister in Christ, my brother in Christ. What the hell are you doing? You can't just walk away. Oh yeah, sorry for that. Just dips. Like, would you do that in any other situation? That's like getting into like a fender bender, and you're just like, you just pull up beside the person. Sorry about that. Just drive right off. Yeah, I mean, I guess you apologize, but I feel like you're supposed to take it one step more than that. I mean, they're supposed to just deal with it by themselves and be sitting there with just like a wet table. Here's your food. It's like you come back like nothing happened. Here's your spaghetti. Here's your Alfredo. You ordered the burger. It's just like dripping the plates. The napkins are fucking soaked. Let me know if you guys need anything else. Enjoy your meal. So yeah, we could have a dry table. That would be nice. No soggy napkins. That would definitely be a start. Next one comes from Vortex. Bro, you say you don't have time to read all the comments and replies, but in reality, you read the first comment and gone on a 7-minute rant about something totally unrelated. I know, because I try to react to the comments as if I were reacting to something on Reddit. But if you guys want me to chop down on the ranting on the beginning episode of the podcast, I absolutely can do that. As a commenter, I'm going on strike until we get our comment rights. I'll no longer be commenting. I hate that it's come to this, but you can't be a dictator with nobody to dictate. That's fair, I guess. You know, I'm staying the line on this one, guys. No loopholes. We're not doing the loopholes. That doesn't mean you can't vote in the Would You Rather. You gotta vote. But that is, I will accept your free choice to be able to do that. Seth says, you need to do a creepy episode. It's the only way to quell the revolution. And must be inside the asylum. I checked and there are no legal issues, especially if you don't get caught. I'm not going inside the asylum. In case anybody, again, who doesn't know, for context, where I'm from, like just south of my house, there is an abandoned mental hospital. I don't want to really call it an asylum because it's not, it wasn't an asylum. It's not the 1930s. I don't think they were handing out lobotomies left and right. I mean, maybe it was a place they used to do it in the past, but let's hope not. But there's an abandoned mental hospital behind, not behind my house, but it's I don't know, it's a couple kilometers away. And, I'm not going to be recording any podcasts in there. There's not a chance, dude. We wouldn't even enjoy the episode if I tried to. I'd be so petrified. Okay, I would just be shaking the whole time. Like, welcome to the Reddit asks. Like, it's not gonna happen, dude. I would literally probably die from a stress-induced heart attack. Anyway, who's going to be checking? But alas, the comment revolution against Luke the Dictator is well on its way to anarchy. Like I said, the only way to quell this is to simply overcome your insecurities of being arrested and or touched by the ghost of Diddy. So trust me, bro. Hear me out. Do it. It ain't gonna happen. I'll see my best. I've got a couple saved episodes to do a creepy episode for Halloween, although I have to record the episodes in advance because I'm going on like a 3-week trip. I know, in the middle of my school semester, which is not good. But I'm going on this like 3-week trip, so I have to record like 3 episodes in advance for y'all. But I do have something in the loop. I just have to make sure I schedule it on time. Next one comes from Phil Savannah. Let's just see. You don't have to sign a text message. I know that you are my mom, so you don't have to say mom at the end of every text. I mean, that's classic stuff. My grandma, when she first was starting to learn how to use the text message and stuff, first learning how to text, she would write text messages like she wrote letters. Like she used to send us letters as kids. We would always get, I don't know, maybe a letter in the mail every month from my grandma and grandpa. My grandmother, when she was first learning how to text, she would write out a text message as if it were sending a letter. I was like, this is awesome. I love this. It's somebody having to get like used to new technology, but still has a fundamental understanding of what they're used to, and just cross over. Just like, you know what? I'm gonna just ball on this one. Let me just huck it up from half court and fuck it. We'll see where let's ball. I'm like, way to go, Gran. For the Would You Rather, I think this one was pretty easy. I would choose the grizzly bears. See, everyone's all over the place. Because they don't hunt in groups like gorillas. I did not know gorillas hunted in groups. They also get distracted and bored easier. They also hibernate October to March, so if you're lucky, maybe they'll get tired. Spooky episode needed. Yes, okay, I will do the spooky episode, but it is going to be closer to Halloween. Otherwise, I can't just keep doing spooky episodes. And the last one says, it comes from DM, I'm sorry, I'm alive. I didn't have time to listen this week. That is no problem. We will just never forgive you. That's okay. Listen, if you can't tune into the podcast in a week, it's not the end of the world. I will just never let you live it down. And I will forever hold a grudge. But that's nothing, though. That's nothing. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, loyal fans. You guys are the best people in the world. I love you all so much. So we're going to read off the Would You Rather for this week. Would You Rather for this week is, would you rather... This one is, like... personal preference, so you guys can't argue over whether there's going to be loopholes, okay? Because it's just this one. I don't really see how you would have loopholes about this. It's just what you're more interested in, which I'm curious about. Would you rather know the absolute truth of the origin of the universe, or know the absolute truth about what happens after you die? That's a pretty deep one. We're getting a little philosophical, here, but why don't you all decide which one is going to tickle your fancy for that, and then we'll come back with this week's, get ready for this week's episode. Okay, okay. So I hope you guys got to think about that on the break there for a minute, and you can think about maybe that for the rest of this episode before you finally get to make the decision of your life. So... we get to read off the comments from this week's episode. So, as you can tell from the episode title, what's a common nice guy behavior that's actually a massive red flag? I feel like I've been just seeing this a lot on the internet. Like, I've been seeing on Instagram a lot, and I follow some content creators on YouTube who are kind of, reacting to these, like, nice guy... I actually think there's a subreddit called Nice Guys. Isn't that, like, a whole thing? It's like a subreddit for... who most commonly girls who, run into these kind of nice guys, quote unquote nice guys. And I just feel like it's a popular thing. Like it's just more of a known thing because, before it was like, there's a guy on Instagram who makes his funny videos, and it's like what dating in the 1950s used to be like, and it was like, come on, gal, hop into my car, and you're gonna do whatever I tell you to do. It's like, oh, okay, we're gonna park here, and if something happens that I don't like, I'm gonna sock you right in the chin. It's like, oh, that is what dating used to be like. Like, sure, seriously, but now these guys have the internet, and hopefully, there has been, I'm not saying things are even near perfect, but we've come a long way since the year of 1950. We've made some social progress, I like to think. Maybe I'm not the best person to answer this. Maybe some women in the pod can tune in and their perspective, but I definitely think, there's maybe not as much of that as much going on around now, but those guys are still around. Those dudes still exist, and they are now on social media, and they're now on Tinder, and they're on Hinge, and all the other dating platforms. And they've got their own. They're rocking with a real aggressive fucking attitude. Like, I just don't think it's Riz to be like, hey girl, like, what's up? Like, you're beautiful. Like, you might as, like, you trying to go out sometime? Yeah, no thanks. I'm just not really looking for anything right now. No problem, you fucking bitch. What? What the hell? Why the switch up, man? Like you think that's gonna work out? You think that insulting a girl is gonna be like, yeah, she definitely wanted me to do that. She totally wanted me to do that. Like, what? Like, what do you mean? I literally just called you a derogatory term and you didn't want to continue going out with me? I thought that's how this was supposed to work. I thought you wanted a bad boy. Okay, well, there's a difference between a bad boy and an asshole. And a misogynist. Two very different things. First one comes from 0000 Oodies 000. I don't know. Oh, jeez. When a compliment to you involved denigrating other women. Yeah, that reply from Behold Our Machines. You're really quote, you're really smart and funny for a girl. Dog. That is a tough one. That, bruh. Really, you had to for a girl? It's like, damn, you're like hella athletic for a girl. What do you mean for a girl? She's a person. She's a human being. Okay? I've definitely gone out with girls in the past where I'm like, yeah, we don't need to, like, I used to go out with a girl who was like a long distance runner. And I was like, yeah, we shouldn't like, no, we're not running marathons. We're not doing that. I will be, if we tried to run a marathon together, I would be like filling your shorts with 50,000 nickels. Like, I'm just gonna weigh you down. I probably couldn't, my mom runs marathons. I probably couldn't even keep up within 30 minutes of my mother. Okay, and she's like 55. And she's out here running marathons. Shout out to mom. And she's out here running marathons and shit. I guarantee you there's no way I could keep, like, even if I trained for like 6 months, I probably wouldn't even be able to keep within 20 minutes. I am not a long distance athlete. But it's like, what am I going to go up to a girl and be like, oh, that's really cool, you run marathons. Like, I could, that's like pretty cool for like some shit that girls do, I heard girls really like running marathons? It's like a girl thing. Girls don't like, you don't like lifting weights and shit. Yeah, no. That's like a guy thing, only, yeah. I've never even like heard about you going to the gym or anything. Yeah, it's like, I know, yeah. It's like a different kind of mentality to do that. Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to understand, but yeah. But marathons though, that sounds like so like you. That sounds like really unique. Like, holy fuck, what an asshole. Oh my god, dude. Oh man. I guarantee you, like I used to hoop back in the day with some of these girls, man, and I used to get cooked, bruh. I'm not a bad basketball player, but damn, bruh, that's why I can't stand these arguments. And dudes are always like, yo, like me versus like a guard in the WNBA 1-on-1, like there's no way I'm losing, bro. You are getting cooked. Okay, I'm telling you, the skill difference is like ridiculous. A professional women's basketball player, if you're trying to compare that to like a dude, that's still probably like a D1 dude basketball player. You're getting cooked, my guy. Like, this just, it ain't, I'm sorry, brother, it is not happening for you. It's such a, it's so disrespectful, bro. Sorry, I'm just like reading through some of these. Reply, me Willin. My God, when I left my ex, he thought it would help get... Sorry. My God, when I left my ex, he thought it would help him get back with me, trash-talking his girlfriends and saying how nice and perfect I was. That just confirmed to me how disgusting he was and how probably he talked about me the same way to them. Okay, why was that like a why did I have dyslexia reading that? That is a bad look, bro. That is a bad look. Trashing, bro. If you're with like a new girl and you're just trashing your old girl, or what did he do? Bro, or you're with dude. You're with your friends and you're just trash talking your old girl, or you're trash talking your new girl and talking about how awesome your old girlfriend was. Bro, you're clearly not happy. Like, why? I wonder why your girl broke up with you, bro. I wonder why. It seems like you probably weren't giving out the best vibes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like you always seem to be having, something to say about your ex-girl. Like, and also, even when you're with a girl, and if you're talking about how bad your exes were, that's still a red flag, my guy. To be with like a new girlfriend and being like, yeah, my ex was not even close to as hot as you. Like, what the fuck? Why? You know what would be a great thing to say in that moment? Fucking nothing. You shouldn't be talking about your ex, bro, at all. If you're in a happy, healthy relationship, this is exactly how many times your ex-girlfriend should come up. Negative. 0. Meaning if you are asked about your ex-girlfriend, you don't even need to talk about it. Say you don't remember. Literally say you don't remember. That conversation is going to go nowhere, brother. Yeah, you're like way cooler than my ex. Well, you could have just said I was cool. You literally could have just said I was cool. Like you did not to be we didn't need a compare contrast here. Okay, we're not writing a first year English paper. Okay? We don't need the character contrast, okay? We don't need the character sheets, the character comparisons on this one. Just go with the regular compliment. Okay? Anything nice you were going to say, and then also say some shit about your ex, just cut out the shit about your ex. And then you're good, bro. Then you're good. You could literally just say, "You are so cool." That's it. You're cool. That's awesome. Anyone's going to love that. Nah, you're like way hotter than my ex-girlfriend. Why are you thinking about your ex-girlfriend, bro? Bro just wants to dig his own grave. Bro just does not like being in a relationship. Say, how do I get out of this? Next one comes from Specialist Yak 2775. Feeling insulted when you say no thank you to something offered. Bro. Again, bro, I think dudes have this like weird thing about if they offer something that it like has to be accepted because their guys are like being generous and like putting themselves on the line and whatever. No, sometimes you just don't want to accept something from somebody. I've been in situations where it's like, oh, somebody will offer to, oh, let me get that. It's like, no, dude, it's good. It's all good. I got it. You sure? Yeah, dude, no worries. It's all good. The right response isn't no. It grabs your wrist type shit. Like, I'm paying. I'm going to pay for you. It's not a choice. It's like, this turned from nice to terrifying in like a matter of seconds. The moment that you started protesting over whether like you were going to do something for somebody, that's where things start to go wrong. That's where things start to be like, yeah, you don't need to. I mean, paying for someone's whatever is nice, but when you're doing it to specifically get a reaction out of someone, it's like, wow, really? I held this door open for you, you're going to say it's fine, and you're going to hold it open for yourself? Basically just say you hate me. Say that you think I'm the ugliest motherfucker who's ever existed. How about that? How about you just take my heart and you just stomp on it in front of everybody? You know what? Now I'm going to cause a scene. You want a scene? Okay, you want to cause a scene? Now I'm going to cause a scene. Hey, everybody, guess who's ungrateful? Guess who doesn't like things being done for them out of the niceness and kindness of someone else's heart? Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, holy shit. Bro needs some mental counseling here. That's crazy. So, to continue, her ex offered to carry something that looked heavy and then started drama if the offer is rejected because it's not needed. Bro. Personally, I don't like to accept help if it's not really needed, but appreciate it and remember the kind offer. But if me being able to lift my own groceries on a regular basis makes him feel rejected as a person, that is some ridiculous drama that I don't need in my life. I literally like putting my heart on the fucking line for you. I'm literally fucking laying it all out there on the line. It's like you don't even care. It's like you don't even care about me. I'm being a nice guy. Okay, I'm trying to carry your groceries for you. You don't think I think your groceries are heavy? Of course they're heavy. You buy the heaviest fucking shit whenever you go to the grocery store. You buy 15 fucking pounds of that gluten-free bread. And that shit's fucking heavy. And I try to carry it for you and you say no? You're not who I thought you were. I thought you were different. I'm going to post about you on Twitter. Bro, this is just nuts. Sorry, folks. Excuse me. I'm drinking some water. That's crazy, brother. Next one comes from WitchKid13. Disrespecting boundaries. I'll come pick you up. No, I thank you. I don't need a ride. Aw, I insist. Tell me your address, and I'll come scoop you up. I'm good, really. I'd rather take my own vehicle. Come on. What, you don't trust me? What, you don't trust me? I'm trustable. I'm the most trustworthy person alive. I'm so trustworthy. Everyone trusts me. Who wouldn't trust me? Why you don't trust me? Well, you don't even know me. Why, you've never heard of trusting right off the bat? You've never heard of just blind trust? I put all my money in a blind trust. That's why it's called a blind trust, because I'm supposed to trust it while blind. It's like, okay, now you're starting to really freak me out. It's insane. Dude, asking for someone's address is wild, bro. I've literally gone out with people that I don't know, like, at all or very well. And if I'm like, yeah, we should, like, go for a drive or something. You know, casual. And oftentimes I'll literally say, like, is there somewhere where you want to pick me up from? Or sorry, is there somewhere I can pick you up from? I won't even ask for their address, because that's like, yeah, that people aren't comfortable giving that away. Okay, bro, there's a whole thing about doxing people, putting how dangerous it is to put somebody's address out into the public. That, I feel like that's almost just as bad as giving your address to a stranger. It's like, yeah, like I have no idea who this person is, what their temperament is like, what they're, you know, what they are capable of, and what their attitudes are like. I think the last thing I want to do is give them my home address. Yeah, come by anytime, person I don't know. Come by anytime, stranger. Like that's it. You gotta respect the boundaries on that one, brother. That's crazy. That pushy can't take no, trying to be slick so they can probably get info to stalk you. Yeah, dude, that's like, it is probably one of the worst looks in the world to be begging for someone's address. What, you don't want to tell me where you live? What, you don't want to tell me where you spend all your time, where you hang out, and where you hang out with your friends, and where you sleep, and where you eat, and where you go to the bathroom? You don't want to tell me about it? You don't want to tell me where that is? Come on, tell me where it's at. It's like, okay, it started off just a simple no, and then it turned into I have 911 in the dial. Okay, I'm literally just one step away from letting that thing ring. Okay. The address is such a crazy one, bro. I seriously don't get why. If someone doesn't want to tell you your address, you know what's not going to work? Pushing them for it. Like, you know what's not going to, like, yeah, as if someone's going to be like, now that you threatened me and made me feel very scared and uncomfortable, I guess I'll share. I guess I'll let you know where I live. Fuck. I don't know what kind of reverse psychology you're trying to pull, bro, but that ain't it, bro. You're not, that's not working for you, bro. I don't think you should change up the strat, because that's going to have the opposite effect, you know? It's like a magnet that repulses. It's like putting two sides of it, like a negative and a negative on a magnet. Next one comes from Mediocre Tomatillo85. I was recently told that there is something about me he can't stay away from. This is after I told him I'm married and I'm not interested in cheating on my spouse. Dog, that ain't Riz, bro. You're insatiable. I just want to be around you. I just can't keep myself away from you. Wow, that would be really nice if I wasn't married to somebody for like 20 years. That would be, man, yeah, that's, again, I'm flattered. But as I just told you, I'm actually in a marriage contract, a loving marriage and contractual agreement with another person, and also a spiritual and emotional commitment to somebody. The deepest, some would argue, the deepest spiritual and emotional commitment you could possibly have to another person. And yeah, that one's, I don't really think I'm gonna, take a detour on that, just because you came up to me at the function and said that you couldn't stop thinking about me. You must have got my contact info from the company's Instagram or something, because we don't know each other. I've never spoken to you in my entire life. We don't need to speak. I prefer if we didn't talk. Yeah, I would too, actually. Have you ever heard of the right to remain silent? Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. That's one way we cannot talk. That's a good way. So, if you violate the terms of the restraining order one more time, that's going to be the type of silence that's going to be in your future. It's going to be attorney recommended silence. That's insane. It's like, bro just thought he's like, so there's no wiggle room? What do you mean there's no wiggle room? If there was wiggle room, I would be divorced. Okay? If there was wiggle room, I wouldn't have been married. But as you can clearly see, I am committed to a whole nother person. Oh my God. That is super fucking creepy. Next one comes from Eric. I'll treat you like a princess. Yeah, but not a human being. This one is a bad one. I feel like this is one of those ones where it's like going out of style, Like if you are saying someone's a princess, it's like, hey babe, where are you going? Oh, I was just gonna go drive out to hang out with a friend. Oh, that's really funny because you're my princess, remember? Okay. And what does that have to do? When was the last time you ever heard of a princess driving? Princesses don't drive. Princesses aren't allowed to have a license. Okay, you have to ask permission to leave. Okay? This is classic princess stuff. All right? When did you ever hear princesses breaking out of the tower? Doesn't happen. You're locked away. You're locked away. You're mine. Okay? I have ownership of you. That's princesses. Okay? Every king, they say what the princess does. Princesses don't have credit cards. When was the last time in the storybook it said, and once upon a time she had control of her own bank account? Yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay, because princesses don't have control of their own bank accounts. Okay? Once upon a time a princess made a decision? I don't think so. If we're living, if you're my princess, and you are my princess, we're establishing a strict patriarchy in the household. Okay? That's just the way that it goes. It's like, yeah, this doesn't, what once was once endearing, now it sounds very controlling. Like, being a princess doesn't sound like a great, like a great role to have. Like, no, it's like, no, I decide whether we're getting married. That's for the king to decide. I think so. No, it's actually not. This is why the monarchies are largely abolished. Because they don't respect fundamental rights of individuals, I think, and people in general. I think there's a good reason why we've kind of gone away. The monarchy has kind of gone away. It's fallen out of fashion, if you will. It's not. I wouldn't say it's at the peak of its popularity for good reasons. Oh. Yeah, I don't think princesses are. Princesses sound like it sounds like an endearing comment. Maybe it could be from the right person, but it's It's like, yes, I worship you like a princess. But if you're going to be my princess, then you're going to be confined to your bedroom. That's, babe, it's what princesses do. We're just role playing, okay, babe? Have a little fun with it. Have a little fun with the role play, okay? No, you're not allowed to spend your own money. No, you're not allowed to do anything without my permission, okay? No, I'm going to lock you away in the tower, which is just this weird room I built above the garage. Like, because you're my princess, babe. Like, this is what being a princess is all about. I think you're missing the point here. You were the one who said you wanted to be a princess, just totally gaslighting her. Oh, this one is tough. Next one comes from Icy Gold 3866. Where my hug at? Bro, if you're saying where my hug at, just quit, bro. Quit while you're not ahead, dog. Quit while you're not ahead, bro. You got to go back to the drafting board, bro. You got to go back to the whiteboard and start sketching some shit, because you need some serious reevaluating, bro. Like, where is my hug at? Bro. I know where it's not. Shit ain't here. I don't know where your hug is at, actually. I'm not sure where your hug went. Fuck. Maybe you should start looking for it at the bottom of the Marianas fucking Trench. How about? Maybe you should look for that shit in Elon Musk's next trip out to Mars. Because it ain't here. You know, I've even looked. I spent some time looking for that hug. I didn't find shit. Okay, I didn't see shit. Ain't no hugs around here. Bro. It just reeks of desperation. Reeks of desperation. Oh. Like, you're like forcing someone to do something intimate with you. Like, don't be doing that. Like, it's not. No, you don't know them that. That's not. I hug people that I have had a longer than like 5-year relationship with. Okay, maybe not that long, but like someone who I've been close with for like 2-3 years is somebody who I'm gonna hug. Okay, I'm not hugging somebody I barely know, especially at the function. If we're at the function and I whip out the "where's my hug at," dog, we met one time last week for like a brief passing moment. Like, I don't know where you thought you were entitled to a hug, but a hug is also just like, it's in personal space. A hug is intimate. You know what I mean? Like, you could just shake their hand. I'm always a handshaker. I'm always a handshaker. Doesn't matter. Acquaintance, if you're acquainted with somebody, you shake their hand. That's what you do. Okay? I've even shaken hands on a first date. Okay? And you don't have to frickin', death grip somebody's hand, but, just a little, nice to see you. It's not the hug is not initiated by the guy. I'm telling you that right away. If you're the dude and you're initiating the hug, it's unwanted. I'll tell you that right now, brother. It is not wanted. Next one comes from Midnight 290. Being a friend to you and hanging out, but then keep pushing for more even though you've already declined going out with them. They don't move on and at the same time keep pushing passive-aggressively. Fine then. I guess we were never that close. I guess we were never as close as you say we were. Because you were the one who told me we were close. You were the one who said we were, two peas in a pod. But I guess we're not even close to the same pod. I don't even know if we're still peas. Maybe I think I'm gonna carrot. Maybe I'm a Brussels sprout because nobody wants me. I guess I'm a Brussels sprout. No one likes me, and you're like a freaking pineapple, greatest fruit of all time. Like, pineapple. Maybe not the best example. Hey, babe, you are looking like a fucking pineapple today. What? Maybe a peach was like a better example. That seems a bit more, attractive fruit. If somebody said I was looking peachy, I would be like, oh, thanks. If somebody said I was looking damn, you are on your pineapple today. Damn, you really went all up on your pineapple shit today, didn't you? Looking like a circle with the hole in the middle type shit. What the fuck? Sorry, guys, that was bad. But seriously though, like, nobody wants me. Nobody wants me. Fine then. Fine. I guess the person who I trusted most in the world freaking hates me. Never wants to be close to me at all, ever. I never said that. So when can we finally be together? When are you going to stop keeping us from being together? I'll stop. Not from us being together, but I'll stop talking to you so we don't have to fucking do this anymore. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me. That's insane. Bro, you've been rejected like 4 times. Like, I don't think the 5th time she's going to come around and be like, you know what? After that last time where you got on your knees and started begging me and crying and screaming in Target, you know what? That was actually really hot. That was actually so attractive. And now I can't seem to be away from you. Now you're all that I want. Yeah, dude. I don't think that that's ever happened in the history of human history, like human beings alive. I don't even think our ancient ancestors were falling for that shit, bro. I don't even think, bro, animals in the animal kingdom don't do that shit, bro. Don't think whining a dude just whining and complaining. How often do you see these animals out in the middle of fucking the wilderness just being like, meh, I get no sex, meh. It ain't happening, bro. Begging is not gonna, shit's not attractive. Hey, you wanna have sex with me? Please. Oh, fuck, man. Yeah, it's not working out for you, brother. I just try your luck somewhere else, dude. I guarantee you're wasting your time with the girl who's been rejecting you, okay? I don't think she's gonna come around on this one. Okay, folks. Thank y'all so much for tuning into another episode of the Red Ask Us podcast. The podcast where we read and react to comments from r/AskReddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Remember to please leave us a rating, leave us a review, leave us a comment on Spotify, and yeah, join our subreddit r/Reddit Asks Us. Peace out, love you, goodbye. I'll see y'all next week.